Are you a virgin?
I am. Shut up.
How does that happen?
The premise came from some improvising that I did a while ago, and the scene that started it was a poker scene in the movie of a guy desperately trying to tell a sex story and keep up with his buddies, and he can't, and he's using all of this strange imagery to describe what it feels like to touch a woman and have intercourse, and he's bad at it, really bad. You know, and like you grab a woman's breast and you feel it, and it feels like a bag of sand when you're touching it. So bad that everybody discovers that he's never actually touched a woman or had sex. So that to me was the kind of the seed of the idea. That's what I pitched to Judd when we first started talking about the movie.
Well, we were shooting Anchorman, and Steve was just so funny that I asked him if he had any ideas that he could star in, and he said, well, I've always wanted to play a 40-year-old virgin. We pitched it around, and we tried to figure out, well, how would you do this movie? And, before this, I did a TV show called Freaks and Geeks, and I thought, well, I guess this is like, what if one of the geeks never had sex, and it's 20 years later, and what's he gonna do? And it would still be really funny and sweet, and you'd root for him, and that's how we approached it.
It's like one premise, or one joke premise, but it's not. I mean, there's actually, the trick is that you wind up really kind of caring about these people, and you care about his relationship, and you root for him, so. Because it's a sweet movie. I mean, it's actually got depth. There was much more to it than just laughs.
We could have just kind of been very one-dimensional, and I think that one of the things that Judd made his duty to do was to kind of create different levels of stories, you know what I mean? So you had more than just the lead guy and his plight, but you had all these other interesting stories going on around that, which kind of gave it, made it a multi-dimensional film as opposed to it just being, okay, let's get a man laid, let's get a man laid.
You know what? For so long, I've thought that there was something wrong with me because it had never happened, but I realize now that it was just because I was waiting for you. There are a lot of really funny people on this movie. I mean, I think everybody in it has funny things to do. It's not like one person being really funny and everybody else just kind of backing them up, which I think is great. That's what we wanted. We wanted all the characters to have their own lives and relationships and kind of their own moments to be funny. Everyone's so talented and such a good improviser, and we're just lucky to kind of have the group of people that we did.
They take on a whole new level of funny in the middle of actually just doing it. Like, you have people crying on the set, because the majority of the movie is improv. There are so many instances where I was shocked, not only just laughing hysterically because everybody else's laughter is contagious, but on top of that, really shocked at how well certain things came out. Yeah.
I think it makes the rapport on film kind of that we actually are all friends. There's something kind of nice that comes across that you don't have to work as hard to get to, because you kind of have it from day one. And we also like a lot of the same stuff, and I think everybody thought the other person was funny, so it definitely made it more enjoyable.
Hey man, got a big box of porn for you.
Oh. Of the guys in the movie, I'm most like Andy. I'm sure there are qualities in me that are in the character of Andy, and vice versa. And what they are, I don't really know. I'm probably a virgin, and I don't even know.
I oddly probably most identify with Andy in the movie in a way. I mean, I've definitely been scared. And I've cried. I love comic books and toys. I had my back waxed for the dancing at the end of the movie. If you notice my hairless, pristine back, a lot of pain went into that.
No, Kelly Clarkson! The waxing scene, we thought it would be funny, but when I saw it for the first time with an audience, I didn't know they'd laugh really hard at it. And it seems like people are kind of liking that scene. It was my real hair. I totally went for it. And they told me, cut your hair down so it'll be easier. No, I want it to hurt. I want to feel it.
Are y'all done? Are y'all...
Steve called me up on the phone, and he just said, how do we get out of this thing? We were talking, and he said, I think I'd just start singing.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's so much build-up, to the end of the movie that, no pun intended, that, how do you show that, the true joy and jubilation one would feel when finally ending a 40-year dry spell? You sing show tunes, yeah.
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius.
Thirsty for more celeb news? Make sure you subscribe to the E! News YouTube channel so you can stay informed on all the breaking updates. Come on, you know you want to be the first to know about all the latest hookups, breakups, arrests, and so much more.